Hello, this is part two. I'm converting standard form to vertex form by completing the square. Okay. Let's move on to example three. So example three, we have, so what's the first step is set y to 0. And what's so special about this one compared to the other two examples? The a value is not 1 anymore, right? The a value is actually 2. So it's a little bit more work. It's like an extra step, but I will explain. So I set y to 0. The next step is move the constant to the left or on the other side, wherever you have your zeros at. So this is 30 equals 2x squared minus 7x and then space. So before you take half of b and square it, you do have to factor out this 2. So let's do that. Do not factor the x, even though you can, but just factor out the 2. So this is going to be 2x squared, and then this is going to be negative 7 over 2x, right? Because if you multiply 2 by negative 7/2, you're going to get negative 7x. Okay, so our new b value is negative 7/2. Okay, and then we're going to have to take half of that, and then we're going to square it, right? So I'm going to what is negative 7 over 2 over 2? So that's equivalent to saying negative 7 over 2 divided by 2 over 1. It's a complex fraction, right? So I could rewrite it like that and then do cross multiplying. So 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. Then you're just going to have to, then once you do that, you square it. So that would be 49 over 16. Okay. So what that means is you're going to add 49 over 16 to both sides. Here and then here as well. Okay. So on the left, you're left with 30 plus 49 over 16. And then on the right side, you're left with, you took out a 2, so this would be x squared minus 7/2 x plus 49 over 16. Okay. So let's simplify the left. What's 30 plus 49 over 16? When you're adding fractions, you need GCF, so you're going to multiply this top and bottom by 16. So 16 times 30 is 480. 480 plus 49 is 529. So you're left with 2 parentheses x squared minus 7/2 x plus 49 over 16. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is put this in factor form. So that's 2, and then it's just going to be x, and then half the b. So half the b was, if our b was negative 7/2 after we took out the 2, it's half of b we said was negative 7/4. So it's going to be negative 7 over 4, parentheses square, and then you have 529 over 16. Then move this to the right by subtracting 529 over 16. So your function is y equals 2 parentheses x minus 7 over 4 square minus 529 over 16. Okay, so our instead of y, you can use f of x. Okay, so this here, what f of x equals 2 parentheses x minus 7/4 square minus 529 over 16 is in vertex form. So you converted standard form to vertex form when the a value is greater than 1. So yeah, the tricky part for this one was we had to factor out that 2. Okay, now let's move on to the last example. Example 4 says convert standard form to vertex form by completing the square, do not solve for x. So this is also when the a value is greater than 1. Okay, first step is set y to 0. The next step is move the constant to the left. So our constant is 1. So move it to the left. So it's -1 equals to 2x squared minus x. And then put a little space here. So before we take half for b and square it, we do have to factor out this 2. Do not factor the x, just factor out that 2. So this is going to be 2x squared. And then what is this going to be? I think it's going to be -1/2 x, right? Because 2 times -1/2 is -x. Okay, and then you take half of b and then you square it. So if our b is -1/2, take half of that. Which is -1/4, right? And then you square that. So that's 1/16. Right? So wait, so let me do this again. So our b is -1/2, take half of that. That's -1/4. Square it, that's 1/16. Now, because we took out a 2, we do have to multiply this by 2. So really it's 2/16, which can be reduced by 2, which is 1/8. Okay, so you're gonna add 1/8 to both sides. Yeah, I think I messed up on example 3, so I'll do example 3 again. So I took half of b, so I took out, factor out this 2, take half of b, which is -1/4, square that. That's 1/16, but because we took out a 2, you're gonna multiply 1/16 by 2, which is 2/16, which can be reduced by 1/8. So you're gonna add 1/8 to both sides, right? So on the right side, you're left with 2 parentheses x squared minus 1/2 x plus 1/8, correct? And then on the left, you have -1 plus 1/8, which is like 8/8, right? Which is -7/8. Okay, so you have -7/8 equals to 2x squared minus 1/2 x plus 1/8. Okay, and then put this in factor form. So this is going to be x, and then half of b was, we said was -1/4 square. And then over here you have -7/8, and then you add 7/8, add 7/8. So our final answer is y equals to, or f of x equals to 2 parentheses x minus 1/4 square plus 7/8. Okay, so this is your final answer in vertex form. Okay, I'm gonna redo example 3 because I know I made a mistake. I didn't. This is the part where it can get tricky. This when you factor out the constant. So let me redo that. Wait, so go ahead and pause to copy the work for this one, and let's Let me redo example 3. Okay, so let's redo example 3. So first step is set y to 0. Second step is move the constant to the other side. So our constant is 30, so add this to the left. You get 30 equals to 2x squared minus 7x and then space. Okay, before we put half of b and square it, you have to factor out this 2 because our a value is greater than 1, right? So if we factor out this 2, this would be x squared minus 7 over 2x. And then you put the space. So what do we put in this little space? It's half b, and then you square it. So if our b is negative 7 over 2, take half of that, so divide that by 2. That is negative 7 over 4. And then you square that, which is 49 over 16, right? And now this is the part where I didn't do. Because we took out a 2, you still have to multiply this by 2. Right, so 49 over 2, 49 times 2 is 98 over 16, and can that be reduced? Yeah, I think so. It could be reduced by 2. That's 49 over 8. I don't think it could be reduced anymore, so you're going to add 49 over 8, add 49 over 8. Okay, so on the left side, you're left with 30 plus 49 over 8. And then on the right, you're left with 2 parentheses x squared minus 7/2 x plus 49 over 8. Okay, let's simplify the left. So what's 30 plus 49 over 8? You need a GCF, which is 8. So that's 240 plus 49 over 8, which is 240 plus 49. That's 289 over 8, which is 2. And then that's x squared minus 7/2 x plus 49 over 8. Okay. Wait, does 2 over 89? No, let's just leave it like that. Wait, does 289 over 8 reduce? No. So I'll just leave it like that. So on the right, it's going to be 2, and then go backwards, put this in factor form. So it's going to be parentheses x, and then half of b, which is negative 7/4, parentheses square, and then on the left is 289 over 8. Move the constant to the right, so subtract 289 over 8, subtract 289 over 8. So your final answer in vertex form is f of x equals to 2 x minus 7/4 squared minus 289 over 8. And that's it. Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.